What's going on, Facebook family? Just a sleepless night. I want to drop something on you guys. All my life, I felt like there was nothing to live for. Literally nothing to live for. To this day, I feel like that at times. And what happens when you're a man or a woman who feels like that, the streets become your home. And when you make the streets your home, it's a false feeling of love. It's a false image of family. The streets make you feel like you're valued, you're accepted, and you're special. And now that I'm a man of God now, and I'm pursuing the things of the kingdom, and I'm trying to use my message, my testimony, and my pain to try to inspire others to continue along the race of life, I find myself fighting against the old desire of wanting to be a part of the street life. And I asked God, I said, God, why do I get these desires and I have to fight against it? And I feel so alone. And, let's face it, man, the streets have so many things to offer you to make you feel like you're home. And I just want to, if you're a brother out there or a sister out there and you're going through the same thing, don't fall into the trap of the enemy. The streets don't love you back. They never loved you. They will always use you. There's more pain and suffering, as a result of the streets than anything in the world. I've always felt like I didn't have a family. I've always felt like I didn't have a home. I always felt like a stray dog, just abandoned. And I got this feeling right now, and I took a walk. And, I took a walk, and I started walking, and there was a couple men there. Some smoking cigarettes, some drinking beer, some, on the phone. And I felt at home. Then I said, you know what, God? If I'm going to feel comfortable in these environments, please shine your light through me. Make it profitable. Make it beneficial. Let's beat up the devil and take back innocent men and women that the devil has put an anchor on their ankle, and they feel like if they was to leave the street life, they will have no life. I mean, these brothers and sisters truly feel like there's nowhere for them to belong to. They don't feel accepted nowhere. So they turn to the street life. There's a reason why they're in gangs. There's a reason why they're in the club. There's a reason why they're in environments that, is almost like the neighborhood and the blocks. It's a reason why. Where do men like me fit in? You would have to live it and been through it to understand my pain and where I come from. You would have to suffer from it and be a victim of it to understand my passion and desire to help those and preach the gospel to all those who feel like there's no hope. I found Christ by contemplating suicide. I've always felt like there was nothing to live for. All I saw was death. Not death as in literally dead bodies, but death. Like, I don't understand why that other people grew up looking at beautiful things and I grew up looking at death, drugs, prostitution, murder, gangs. That's all I ever saw. And I say, you know what, God? I want to kill myself. I don't see a future. The people who are 80 years old don't have no life. The people who are 60 don't have no life. I look at my own family members after they receive their retirement pension and they still have no life. I say, God, I can't live like this. I just can't live just to die. Why am I going to live to die? I might as well kill myself and die now and save myself the heartache and pain. This was my reality. I made a home in the streets. I made a brotherhood in the streets. I made a family in the streets. The connections and contacts that I used to affiliating myself in the phone was not of God. But I felt at home. I felt there was a sense of acceptance. There was a sense of love. I could call somebody up and they could talk to me. I could, if it was 2 or 3 in the morning and I felt lonely, I could go down the block. And even if, nobody's answering the phone, there's certain neighborhoods and certain houses that I knew, they're up all night selling drugs. So I might as well go hang out with them, have a conversation. I know they're selling drugs. I know they got guns. I know there's, hoes coming through and doing what they doing. But I got family. I got brothers and sisters. We could laugh. We could joke. I got fellowship. And I said, God, it's a reason why the devil seems to be winning so bad. Because people are looking for some type of acceptance, fellowship, love, and family. I said, God, I would love you to give me the wisdom, the power to try to create a family in Christ for everybody to feel accepted to. Now, that's going to take hard work because nobody's coming to church. It's going to take hard work because these people may not even see my video. They're too caught up in that life to even think that a man like me exists. That's preaching a good message. How do we share the message with these people? I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back to these neighborhoods. There's only one way to reach them, and you have to go to them. But I'm like, God, I'm fighting the desire to be a part of it because I remember the good times. Now I'm alone, Jesus. I'm doing the business thing. I'm doing the kingdom thing. And, I'm doing the eating the healthy food thing. And I saw a picture. I saw a picture and stuff. I said, man, there's a lot of good things, in those memories. There was a lot of honest things. But the spirit, the habits, and the lifestyle that was attached to it was of the devil. So how can I duplicate the same type of good feeling and peace and bring the Spirit of God in there? In this way, we could try to attract other people who don't know where to fit in life. They felt like, let's drink some Hennessy, or let's, we used to mix Hennessy with Hypnotic and, do all kind of drinks, and maybe we could give them some living water. They're smoking weed and popping pills. I remember in my day, what's that drug called? It was a synthetic heroin. I think it was called Percocet. Everybody was popping those, whether it was Xanax, promethazine, oxycodone. I mean, there's drugs out there like crazy. And this was, it was like a supply. You didn't have to fight for it. You didn't have to look for it. You didn't have to beg for it. It was there. If you didn't have the money to get it, somebody who was your friend will give it to you for free. I remember coming out of jail, and my boy had a woman for me. My other dude had a bottle of alcohol for me. This guy had a blunt for me. It was like the streets had so many things to offer you. And then you thought that was love. Like, man, you showing me love, man. I got you, homie. I got you. We got your back. We your family. We your brothers. Whatever you need, we got it. And you feel at home. Like, yeah, man, I got friends. I got family. They got my back. That's the devil lying to you. Because how can somebody have your back and they pump pollution into you? I remember vividly a lot of things that I don't want to say on Facebook Live, but you know what the street life has to offer. And whoever out there this message is for, I just want to share it. I'm very transparent. I was crying. I was weeping. I even told Jesus right now, just take me. You took Elijah. Why can't you take me? Save me. I don't see a future. I don't see hope. I only have hope in your word. I only have hope in your promise. But I see other people living for Jesus, and their life is nowhere where I want to. I don't want my life to be like that. And it discourages me. I said, God, these people gave you everything, and they have nothing. It's almost a silence in my prayer life sometimes. I'm praying, I'm on fire, I'm passionate. Then out of nowhere, I start to think. Have you you've been worshiping, teaching, preaching, or reading your Bible, or just praying, and a thought enters your mind, and it's like a silence. All your joy is gone. All your passion is gone. All your hope is gone. And you're like, you know what? Let me just go back to some of my old ways where I felt peace. And if you haven't been through it, then, I hope the message reaches somebody out there who has all his life or all her life have seen the streets. And that was it. When you're growing up and the man who sells drugs has a fancy car, you get your inspiration from that. People who have mansions and all they did was sell cocaine. I fight hard. I had to delete all my numbers. I've had people who were multi-millionaires off of cocaine and heroin, and their offering of love was, John, we need a driver. We know you're good at driving. Won't you put this in your trunk, drop it off at such and such address, come back, we'll make you a millionaire. It's so many things that the streets offer you, and we have to fight back. We can't let the devil win. I refuse to believe that the only time and the only chance you have to live in a successful, fulfilled, happy life is to take it from the hands of the devil. I refuse to believe that. But coming from my perspective, these dudes out here, these men and women out here who've been in my shoes, they truly believe that's the only way out. I was talking to a truck driver, right? He came up to me cursing, mother effer, F this life. And I said, what's wrong? He's mad that the 24-hour restaurant is closed. You know what he said? There's no care or hope for us. They don't care at all about us. We drive all day long. Truck stop's supposed to be 24 hours. And the restaurant is closed. It's called Country Pride, right? These restaurants are 24 hours everywhere. But certain places that franchise it, they shut it down at 6, 7 p.m. And it made me think. I said, man, people are hurting everywhere. People feel like there's no hope everywhere. I feel like there's no hope sometimes. I'm like, man, God, you have to make me into something that people find hope in. I know it's not me. I'm telling Jesus that you have to put the Jesus inside of me. I want more of you. I only see one solution. You have to give me more of the Spirit, man. You have to give me a double portion. You have to fill me more. The streets cannot be a home for people anymore. The streets can't be a rescue to people anymore. So that's the message, guys. You don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel like it's hopeless. From whatever it is, man. Clubbing, fist fighting, gang banging, holding a gun on your waist because you feel a sense of fulfillment. You have sex with women, you have sex with men, you do all kind of stuff that's not of God just to feel acceptance, and people pat you on the back and say, man, bro, you so cool. You know, like they praise your name for the dirt you do. And it seems like the more work you put into the streets, the more glory that the streets is giving you. It's almost like the devil is trying to spoil you and pamper you for doing his work so you don't leave. And then when you give your life to Christ and you're trying to get in the presence, seek ye first. I'm seeking you, God, but it's getting harder the more I press. I'm praying, but I'm losing things to pray about the more I pray. I'm reading the Bible, and I get sad, and I lose inspiration when I see other people blessing the Bible, and I'm like, God, but man, why can't I be the next one in line? I'm giving you all that I got. I remember growing up, somebody doesn't come to school today, you find out they killed themselves. You know, taking guns to school, drugs to school, being friends with pimps and prostitutes. I mean, the streets swallow you. So, you know, God put something in my heart. What if we make the presence of God fulfilling to others just like the streets? But then what's the bait? Yeah, you know, God brings peace that passes all understanding. Yes, God brings joy every morning. God will give you beauty for your ashes, a garment of praise. Yes, God will give you all these things, but how do we dress it up and give it to people so they could want to bite into the hook? More they bite into the hook or whatever the streets have to offer. Isn't that what God said? Be fishers of men. So what's the bait? If anybody fished before, you have to put a bait on the hook so the fish could bite the hook. What's the bait, God? And God told me, your testimony. And I didn't want to hear that answer, to be honest. I said, well, God, we all know that, the blood of the Lamb, and what about testimony? But I got to speak it every day, forever. Meanwhile, I'm going through more pain, and God's like, I'm giving you more testimony. So my pain is for your glory, God. Which made me a little angry, because I'm like, man, God, I said I wanted to be used, but not used like that. So you want me to go through pain. You want me to suffer. You want me to go through hard trials, just so I can relate to those who are struggling. Then I said, God, but I've been in pain, in tears, rage, not just anger. I suffered from rage and hatred all my life because I thought life was my enemy. Man, I mean, if you would have to go through it. I can't sleep at night. That's why I'm up. See, I'm on the road now, and God has like put me in this belly of the whale, so to speak. And I have no access to anything that people know me of. And I'm like, okay, God, I want to be in the truck because it keeps me away. But then I'm lonely in the truck, and I crave what once was a peace of mind. So I know you're trying to purge it out of me. I know you put it, it's almost like rehab. I know I'm in a solitary place to be filled only with your word. I have nothing else to do but work and preach, work and read, work and pray. You have literally isolated me on an island until you complete the process in me. And then you will allow me to go back to society to where I cannot be shaken. To where the devil could dangle all that was tasteful to me. And I will be able to overcome. Not only that, I will be able to speak to the brothers and sisters who don't know any better. And I know they're on my Facebook, but they never watch any of my videos. That's why I said, God, how am I going to get the word out there? I literally have to go and fellowship with these people. And Jesus said, what do you think I was doing when I was with the prostitute and the tax collectors. I was with the thugs. I was with the no good, dirty people of the world. I went to it. I was in Barres, the trenches. I was in there, John. The living God in flesh. I had to walk among them. Then you have to walk among them too. I said, okay, God. It's a lot of prostitutes in Florida. It's a lot of drugs in Florida. It's a lot of things in Florida. If you want me to go back, and I'm supposed to have this glow in me for them to find hope and peace, then you have to fulfill me, God, because I'm not at peace. How can I serve you with passion when right now I want to throw in the white towel? I feel like Jeremiah. I saw a video by a pastor, and I read it, and Jeremiah said, God, you have deceived me. You have lied to me and betrayed me. I will no longer speak of your name. I will no longer speak of anything of you because you have lied to me. But then later down the verse, he said, but I can't because you have shut a fire in my bones. And that's literally what I'm going through. I feel a fire. It's not like traveling over me like some people, but it's inside my belly. And it's almost like I want to shout. You know, I want to get on a treadmill, run 5 miles. It's almost like power and adrenaline. It's almost like, and God is telling me, that is my power in you. That is my glory in you. That is my fire in you. You have to use it, not contain it. You feel like you're going to explode. You feel like you have to do 100 push-ups and shadow box because you have so much energy. I'm trying to make it erupt out of you. So put my word in you. Speak my word, and I will attach that fire onto my word, and that is going to penetrate. I'm smiling just thinking about it because, you know, it's almost crazy. I can't explain it. One moment I'm really sad and unhappy, and I'm like, God, you know what? I go back to my old ways, not physically happy, my old thinking. I go back to my own thoughts, and I'm like, there's no hope. You know, what's the point of being a good person? Everybody's, you know, cutthroat out there. I caught myself today. I turned the corner, and I had like this rage in my eyes, like hunger for war. And I'm like, God, you gotta take that from me. I can't live like that anymore. The streets gave me that mentality. Prepare for war. I used to work out every day, box every day. I mean, I was 205, 210 pounds, shredded muscle like crazy, running 5 miles a day. I was just for war. It wasn't even to be an athlete. It was just like for war. And I wanted to use it to be ruthless because that is what I saw growing up. That is what life showed me worked. Ruthless, cutthroat, take somebody's head off. And I said, I thought of King David. I said, well, King David was ruthless at war, taking Goliath's head off. So God has been showing me that the devil's nothing but a copycat. Like everything God wanted you to have, the war mentality, the hunger, I would say like ruthlessness and prayer and work, like I guess you could call it radical, you know, or passionate or just bold. The devil has twisted it and made everything perverted. So now, as human beings, we're confused. We don't know how to find God. But it's easy to find the devil because the devil is what? Roaming the earth. He's on a mission. He never sleeps. He's roaming. He's busy. And he's trying to make you swallowed up. I'm going to end the video like this. There is a hope and there is a chance. If a guy like me is every day fighting for life, then you can get your fight back and your passion back and fight for life. If a guy like me saw nothing but blood and tears and death, and I still have the courage to speak life into people who are watching, who are literally looking at death every day, then you can too. Use it for God's glory. Use it for the good. I mean, you know, when I was a chef in the restaurant, right? That was one of my most beautiful times. I felt glorified. I felt praised. I felt worshiped. And, you know, God took me from there because the glory belongs to Him. But, you know, with the celebrities and VIPs and all that stuff, and it was almost, I wanted to make a profession out of it. I wanted to really be on TV and be famous with it. But I know that if God allowed that to happen, I would have been very, very happy living in a Sodom and Gomorrah type of world. Because we all know what the restaurants brings. A lot of women. It's a lot of, you know, alcohol. It's a lot of smoking. It's a lot of partying. It's a lot of clubbing. It's a lot of things that are not of God. And it was very, very hard for me to even be, you know, I mean, the chef will drink alcohol with you. You know, it was that type of environment. You know, I remember cooking good food and women just throwing panties at me. Just, you know, it was, you know, like the devil really trying to just, you know, blind you with everything. It's crazy. I almost felt like a woman, you know, because women don't have to do much. Men men are just trying to get you. You know, they sweet talk you. They do whatever it takes to sweep you off your feet. I almost felt like a woman in a sense. All these women just around me. You can ask my mother, my father, and my sister. All my life, just, you know, women around me. And you know, just like I have access to all the other street things. It was all these things around me. And God was, you know, I felt like God, let me choose my words carefully. Why was the devil trying to cater to me and give me all these things? And God, I felt like God is just almost running away from me. Almost not allowing me to have the goodness of Him. But the devil's like, here, John, like a golden crown buffet. It's all yours. You can have it. It's unlimited. Can't fall into that trap. You know the devil wants your soul. That's why he's coming. He's trying to get you in love with him. He's trying to get you to serve him, and he's trying to show you that he's your best friend. But really, it's an illusion. So I separated myself with everything. At 24 years old, I broke up with my girlfriend of 3 years. We had nothing in common anyway. It's a relationship based off sex, you know, beautiful nights at the hotel. You know, I'm a ladies' man. I'm a love maker by nature. It was just a relationship of, there was no power in the relationship. There was no prayer in the relationship. There was no God, no church. It was just a worldly relationship. Even, you know, even though I'm a pure man, so the relationship was kind of pure, it was something itching at me to get out because it was nothing that I really wanted. I know I couldn't make a wife out of her. I know I couldn't have kids with her. I know I couldn't have a wedding with her. But I could have great sex with her. And she never denied me sex. If I wanted it 5 times, she'd give it to me 5 times. If I wanted it 20 times every day for 7 days a week, she would give it to me. And I'm like, man, you dirty devil, boy. You're the devil. You so good in trying to keep people in the darkness. And frankly, man, I don't miss it at all. I'm gonna end the video. I talk all night, man. I can't sleep. Y'all be blessed in Jesus' name, man. The point of the video is you can find happiness, home, friendship, and fellowship, and a sense of life in Christ. Yes, it's gonna be extremely hard. You know, Seek ye first. It's not an easy thing. Okay, praying is not an easy thing. You know, telling God I trust you is not an easy thing. But it's worth it at the end. And I almost feel like the devil's knocking on your door. You know, I got your answer right here. Just in case Jesus doesn't come through for you, I got it right here for you. I know what you need, brother and sister. You're over here trying to pray in the spirit. Man, bump all that. Won't you come holler at me? I got what you need. When it runs out, you know, it's like he's making you a junkie. Because when it runs out, you want more. You feed the flesh, you'll be a slave to the flesh. You feed the spirit, you'll be fulfilled in the spirit. But you cannot feed both. And that's all I got to say, man. If you haven't been through it, you may not relate to me. I want to share that with you. So now you know why I speak the way I speak and write the way I write and worship the way I worship. Now you know, and why me anyway, that I was able to meet these famous people. And I didn't even try. Meeting preachers and pastors who are pretty much Facebook famous, the same way I was able to meet drug dealers, kingpins, and other celebrities in the world. When I never even tried to. I'm just Jonathan Perez. I'm not trying to copy nobody. I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm just trying to share my side of the story to show you that Jesus put a fire in me. That even though I feel like committing suicide, even though I feel like getting drunk, even though I feel like calling up a woman to have sex, even though I feel like fighting, Jesus keeps me content. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know why he's doing it, but I just love him and I ask him to keep on doing it. And that's all I am. I know I'm a powerful man of God. I know I'm anointed. Even though other people may not see it in me, they may not support me, and I may not have a lot of backup, even from my own family, I just know one day God is going to finish what he started in me. And that is the day I live for. And I hope it comes to pass. Y'all be blessed, all right? I love you. Mi familia. I love you.